What's going on, everybody? It's Nick Kosko once again with our Jersey Flight football interview series. This is going to be part 8, and I'm pleased to be joined today by two special guests, Eric and Robert Brown from the Jersey Flight. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me, and we'll just go right down the list here. First of all, how are both of you doing right now during this hectic time in our country with the pandemic? Obviously, restrictions are starting to be lifted just a little bit now, but how have the two of you been holding up during the past two plus months here?
Yeah, like you said, it's been very hectic. It takes some getting used to and adapting, but just trying to have a positive outlook on it and getting a chance to spend more time with my family and my girlfriend, and because just trying to have a good. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm about. Yeah, just trying to have a good outlook on things and stay positive. Spend more time with my family, my girlfriend, and try to work out. It's been to stay at home more than stuff, but just trying to get past it and really adapt to it.
How about you, Eric? What's it been like for you in terms of what you've been able to do over the past 2 months? Obviously, working out inside, just not really going out too much. You have to basically stay at home for the most part. What's it been like for you?
I'm doing well. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. Staying inside when possible. Just trying to maintain my workouts and stay in shape, stay ready for camp, stay prepared at all times. Spending time with my family. I have a almost 2-year-old son, and just trying to spend time with my family during this quarantine.
So let's dive into the football stuff now that we have that out of the way. Eric, you played for Orlando most recently, and Robert, you played for Jacksonville. So when you decided to continue your indoor football career in 2020, did you both jump at the chance, knowing that you could play for Jersey and that the fact that you guys could play together? Was that a big thing for the both of you?
For sure. That's always been a dream for us, is playing professional ball together, and we definitely jumped at the opportunity we had the chance to with Jersey. It's close to home. We're from Queens, New York, so that's playing for the home team in front of the family, and it was just a great opportunity for both of us. So it just worked out perfectly.
So Eric, when you and your brother decided to join Jersey here, since you both played in Florida, so it's almost like you almost played on the same team most recently, but you were in close proximity. So what was it like for you making that ultimate free agent decision coming into 2020 and playing alongside your brother here in Jersey?
Yeah, Jersey, it was a brand new team, so they had roster spots open, and this free agency, we just knew that we wanted to stay together, and just try to do this thing together at the end of the day, push each other. So that was a big factor in where we wanted to play. And Jersey, like my brother said, it's close to home, our hometown. So it was just a great opportunity, great coaching staff. It was just very organic.
It was great to see you two both rep, near your hometown. Obviously, the close to home thing really works for a lot of players, especially in these arena leagues. All right, so I'll start with Rob here. I do want you both to take me through your arena football careers. Obviously, what has professional football done for the both of you? For your livelihoods, for your careers? Obviously, it's everyone's going to say, it's not the NFL, but for these longtime veterans in arena football, it becomes their way of life in terms of playing professional football, and it's a great game. Obviously, you could do a lot of great things in arena football. So, Rob, take me through your career first. So, what's been your career been like up to this point?
Yeah, professional football just teaches you a lot of life lessons, and that's what I love about football the most. It started out in Canada, which is in BC. It's bigger field and longer plays, so it took a little adapting to get used to the arena game because everything's quicker and everything's happening faster. But overall, it's definitely helped my game. And starting out in Philly and in Jacksonville, playing for two great organizations, it's really been a good start to my professional career.
And for Eric, to take me through your career arc too. I'm curious to know what the arena football game or the arena football has done for you in terms of your football career. Going from high school and college, everyone plays outdoors, but then all of a sudden you make that transition to the indoor game, and it's vastly different. And for the people who don't know, just explain that to our audience here.
Yeah, it's definitely a different game. It has its different angles, different game speeds, definitely faster. So you can't really, as a wide receiver, you can't really run your routes like you can in the outdoor game. Everything is timing, so it just takes practice and experience. And last year was my first season playing with Orlando, so I'm just looking forward to basically building on that and just ready for the season to come.
Now, Robert, you say you spent time with the Philadelphia Soul, and obviously for people who do follow even arena football just a little bit, they know about the Philadelphia Soul. It's one of the biggest brands that there's been in the league, pretty much in the league's history. So what was that like for you playing for them on and off for a couple seasons? Do you take that championship experience and bring it to Jersey? Because I know obviously Philadelphia is one of the more successful franchises in arena football. So we've had a couple guys already come from Philadelphia to Jersey. So do you take that championship experience and say, hey, this is what I learned here. I can adapt that to Jersey?
For sure. When it comes to arena football, experience is everything. It doesn't really matter how good you are talent-wise. Experience is going to, at the end of the day, take over. So starting out with a team like Philadelphia, a well-respected team, great organization, it was a great starting point when it comes to arena. So I was definitely blessed to start with a team like that. Great ownership, learning from a lot of the great players, playing for Clint Dozell, one of the best arena quarterbacks of all time. It was just a perfect situation for me. I couldn't ask for anything better for my first year in arena football.
I wanted to transition into this. Obviously, you guys play on opposite sides of the football. Eric, you're a wide receiver. Robbie, you play in the defensive backfield. So knowing that, do you guys actually, and I don't know how much you guys have spent with each other during quarantine, but when you guys practice, whether it's on your own or it's actually in practice with the team, do you guys actually look forward to going against each other? Is that more about bragging rights when you guys actually compete against each other? And ultimately, I mean, knowing that you guys know each other's skill sets so well, can you actually get better from that? Eric, I'll start with you, man.
Definitely. Me and my brother, we've been going at it for a couple of years now in practice, and Rob is definitely a taller cornerback, a taller defensive back, I should say. So it's definitely a different challenge going against Rob. So.
Right. Rob, when you go against them, I mean, do you pride yourself in knowing that if a quarterback throws a pass to Eric in practice and you swat it down? I mean, do you get in his face? Or you start talking smack? I mean, I gotta know what goes on when you guys go against each other in practice.
Yeah, it's been very competitive since high school to junior college to college, and we've been on in camps and stuff in certain teams and certain pro teams. So. But every time we go against each other, we're very competitive. We want to win that rep. If we're in camps or a trial or something, we try not to go against each other. We try to, eat up other people, really. But when we get the chance to and we both line up, it's a big deal. We really take it serious.
Yeah, it's almost like all eyes are on you two. So I wanted to get into this because obviously, while we're waiting for the season to resume, and the league did just come out with a statement today saying that they hope to resume, the original restart of the league was going to be on June 14th, but now they said today in a statement that the NAL would like to start training camps on June 14th and hopefully have the regular season start in July, probably a shortened regular season and a shortened playoff schedule as well. So for fans that are out there starving for Jersey Flag football, this is their first year in the NAL. What attracted both of you most to Jersey other than, I know you mentioned it before that it was close to home. You guys are from Queens, so that obviously played a factor into it. But what was the biggest thing in making your decision to play for Jersey? Eric, I'll start with you.
To me, it was a challenge, because they're new in the league, like I said, in the National Arena League, excuse me. So just basically having a chip on our shoulder and knowing that we have to just prove everything. Nothing is given to you in this league, so it's just going to take hard work and dedication every day at the end of the day.
And Rob, when you made your decision to come to Jersey, what was the biggest deciding factor? I know based on all the players we've talked to, it seems like it's a very veteran-heavy team that's mixed in with a couple of young bucks as well. But obviously, Coach Foster is a long-time coach as well. So it seems like on paper, everything coming together, if it works out with team chemistry, this is one of the more dangerous teams in the league. So was that one of the biggest things attracting you to Jersey?
Well, the biggest thing was, well, of course, playing my brother. We signed a little earlier, so I didn't even know, Sean Daniels and a couple of other guys signed. But the biggest thing was playing my brother. It was a great opportunity. Like my brother says, a new team and a new league, so that was quite of an adjustment. But just the opportunity to play with my brother and go against some of the best talent in the league, I was very looking forward to it. So that was pretty much the reason.
And you mentioned the talent. So obviously, after the unfortunate folding of the AFL after last season, obviously, everything that happened, the six teams that were there, they are no longer operational. But a lot of those guys either went to the IFL, they came over to the NAL, or are pursuing other football opportunities. So when you see a lot of those AFL guys from last year, from Philly, Atlantic City, Washington, Columbus, Albany, all those teams, and Baltimore too, when you see those guys move to the NAL, do you consider this indoor league now basically the premier one, because the NAL resides in the East Coast, the IFL's out west, and it's a slightly different version of arena football. So when you look at the NAL, do you guys consider this the top tier arena football league now?
I definitely consider the NAL the top league, any arena football. There's been a lot of, like you said, a lot of AFL guys that signed and that I played against and, know well, a lot of good talent. The teams are definitely stacked, but I feel like they're pretty even. I'm looking forward to playing against everyone. It's going to be a great year this year. Great competition, and I'm really looking forward to it.
What's the competition like for you, Eric, when you look at the talent, basically this talent pool of the league? And it just seems like because there are only 7 teams, just like the AFL last year with only 6 teams, it seems like, if you can have a couple teams that are pretty much stacked, but also the talent could be, especially in this league this year, it seems like the talent is spread out through all 7 teams. So it's like, you make one mistake, anybody can win any given week this year.
Yes, definitely. The competition has picked up. There's a lot of AFL guys that came into the league and guys that have experience. And so at the end of the day, we just have to be ready to go. After the quarantine, you just got to pick it up fast and make sure everybody's in shape, just ready to go.
And Eric, you actually hit on something I was going to jump to next. Knowing that, knowing what the league came out with today, saying, all right, training camps we're hoping to start in June, and then we'll have a shortened season in July, and we'll play out the 2020 season. So I'll start with you, Eric. When you look at the potentials of a shortened season, obviously, the season was supposed to start in April. It was going to go through, basically through August at this point. Regular 12-week season, a couple rounds of the playoffs. So when you see that. Now that there's going to be a shortened season, who knows? It could be 6 games, it could be 8, it could even be only 5 games. All of a sudden, you're taking the top 4 teams, or however they're going to do it. But when you're looking at a season that's only going to be, maybe between 6 and 8 games, and the training camp's going to be shorter, basically 2 weeks, what does that do for you and you guys as players with this team, knowing that it's basically a new team with all these new guys coming on in? What does that do, and how do you maintain that, or how do you go through that challenge of building that team chemistry on such short notice?
Yeah, normally camp is, a week or 2 anyways, but, the season is going to be shorter. So, that team chemistry, that's going to be very important, getting to know my teammates and just pushing each other every day in practice. That's the best part of playing sports, competition. So really looking forward to that.
Now, Rob, when you look at a short season, what's the biggest challenge for you personally, knowing that, again, Eric mentioned before, the angles of wide receivers, knowing that quarterbacks and wide receivers have to get their timing down. You're a defensive back. What kind of adjustments do you have to make on defense, knowing that you have to get X, Y, and Z down, basically immediately during a short, again, the training camp is going to be a week or 2 anyway, but then a shortened season, knowing that I mentioned before, the mistakes that could happen in some games. If you're only playing 6 games, it could cost you a playoff spot. So what's the biggest thing for you personally as a defensive back to, what's the hardest thing to adjust to when you don't have as much preparation?
I think it's definitely easier on the defense and the offense. Offense have to go through a lot of offensive install. Defense is basically man and zone. So the biggest thing is just, gelling with a new team and getting the camaraderie right. And it's basically just developing skills with everyone and getting comfortable with everyone, knowing how people play and what they like to do and stuff. That's the biggest adjustment.
I wanted to actually end this with this question. I asked everybody that we've interviewed so far, what is the craziest thing you've been able to do during quarantine, like in terms of a workout? So, we talked to a couple of guys that have, they push their trucks as a means to, get a workout in outside, or, they're doing pull-ups on trees, or, we talked to quarterback Warren Smith. He's throwing in an empty hockey arena to basically nobody, or one receiver, 20 yards away, and he's trying to get the dimensions down of the arena. So what are the things that you guys have done that are very unique and interesting to your at-home workouts, your quarantine workouts? Eric, I'll start with you.
Nothing too crazy. I think the craziest thing maybe be the pull-ups at a stoplight,
Oh, yeah, nice.
But just for the most part, practicing social distancing, catching the ball outside, and for the most part, my workouts are at home. So just trying to find different ways to challenge my body and push myself.
How about you, Rob? Have you done anything absolutely nuts in terms of a very unique workout that you probably wouldn't do otherwise?
Nothing too crazy. Maybe trying to push a wall instead of weights or something. But the biggest thing with the stay-at-home order, you had to try to adjust. A lot of the parks were closed, the gym were closed. So, I had to do some ladder work and some defensive back work on concrete and stuff. But you just have to adapt and not find an excuse and just to find a way.
And I actually wanted to ask you both just one more thing. I mean, either of you can answer this one. Knowing that basically everybody's on the same level playing field for the most part in terms of at-home workouts, maybe some state. I know Florida is kind of open, so there are some gyms open down there, or very reduced capacity. So I guess it depends on where you are. But knowing that everyone is pretty much on a level playing field when it comes to, all right, they don't have access to team facilities. They don't really have access to gyms. Everybody has to work out on their own. If they have equipment, great. If they don't, all right, it's a lot of push-ups, sit-ups, and running and pull-ups, or trying to chop down trees or something like that. So knowing that nobody really has a distinct advantage in terms of staying in shape at home, at what point does it become more mental when you guys get back to practice?
Like I said, experience definitely with the quarantine and stuff. The experience is definitely going to show. Pretty much whoever comes into camp, whatever team comes into camp in the best shape and, really trains together, works out, lifts, and watches film together, that's who's going to win week in and week out. It's pretty much, like you said, everyone's even. So it's pretty much whoever puts in the most work week in and week out is going to win that week.
I mean, that's a great answer. We know everyone always says Jersey tough, and you guys definitely bring that mentality of, you guys are going to be ready physically and mentally ready to go, and it's going to be hopefully a great season for the Jersey Flight if and when the season does resume. Hopefully in June, we're talking training camps, and we'll be seeing you boys on the practice field, and of course the game field come July as well. So Robert Brown, Eric Brown, thank you for joining me here this evening. Again, wish you both to stay safe, stay healthy, and then hopefully I'm out there on that field with you boys, talking to you guys, watching you practice, and obviously broadcasting your games come July. And hopefully we have a successful season here.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, boys, thank you very much. That is part 8 of our Jersey Flight football interview series. I am Nick Kosko saying so long. We'll see you next time.